Thunderdome. This is 3.4, the second installment of 3.4. We will continue on through the amendments today. We have covered the Bill of Rights, which happens to be the first 10 amendments. So we're getting through 11 through 27 today. Here we go. So these are going to be kind of out of order a little bit because we kind of want to group some together. So the Civil War amendments, guess when they were passed? Yes, during and right after the Civil War. So we have the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. The 13th Amendment outlawed slavery. Easy way to remember, 13 is an unlucky number. Being a slave was unlucky. Easy way to remember it. 14th Amendment, we've already talked about several times in this class, and that defines the United States citizenship as including African Americans. It also provides us equal protection under the law, which means that no matter who we are, we're going to have the same due process through the process of law, meaning trial and accusations and verdicts and all that kind of stuff. We get that. Everybody is equally protected under the law. The 14th Amendment is awesome. Okay? It really does provide this framework for which it doesn't matter who you are. You can always say, under the 14th Amendment, I get treated this way just like you get treated this way. And it's been used several times to do that. So remember, one, okay, for all. One for all. All right, 15th Amendment, African American males gain the right to vote. Now, this is this is called a suffrage amendment, and the word suffrage means the right to vote. When you see the word suffrage, it doesn't mean like somebody's suffering, okay? It means the right to vote. So if you see women's suffrage, it is women's right to vote. I mean, there's a funny video out there. I think it's like, I don't know, it's like Jimmy Kimmel or somebody like that. He's interviewing somebody on the street, and he's like, should we end women's suffrage? And that means, should we end women's right to vote? And they, interviewing some random person on the street, the guy's like, yes. Because he has no idea what it means. It basically, he thinks it means that women are suffering, but that's not true. Women's suffrage is the right to vote. So remember, African American has 15 letters, which would be the 15th Amendment. So you get these little tiny things here that would help you remember these as we move forward. Oh, who's this? Who's this? Who's late to the party?
Is it Dylan?
No.
Ah!
Oh, bars.
Come on.
Caleb, I can guarantee you that it's
Okay,
not far.
so here we are, suffrage
Debbie
amendments.
Downer.
So we have the 15th, we just talked about it. We have the 19th Amendment, women gain the right to vote. This happened 100 years ago, okay? 100 years ago, women get the right to vote. So women's voice legitimately hasn't been heard in our government until 100 years ago. And that's not necessarily a long time. It's a blink of an eye when it comes to history. Then we have the 23rd Amendment, and that gives residents of Washington, D.C. the right to vote. Because remember, that is just a district. It's not a state. So they get the right to vote, and then they get 3 electoral votes in national elections. Because people who live in the United States citizens live in D.C., so they have to be counted as well. Their voice has to be heard. That's the 23rd Amendment. Remember, D.C. rhymes with 23. So,
DC does not rhyme with 23.
well, I like to remember it a little bit differently than that anyways. D.C. has 2 letters, and they get 3 electoral votes. That's how I remember it. But
It's not a way to remember.
yes, it is.
DC,
2 letters.
3, and 2 numbers. Just say that.
Lauren, stop confusing me.
You're confusing me. You don't make any sense.
All right, more suffrage amendments. So the 24th Amendment abolishes the use of poll taxes in voting. What are poll taxes? Yeah, so you actually have to pay to vote. Now, who would this hurt?
Citizens, anybody that is poor, that doesn't have enough money to vote.
That's exactly right. And so Landon's preaching over here. Any citizen that is poor, okay? So when, poll taxes hurt, it was basically a way to keep poor people and recently able to vote black males from voting because they had to pay money to do so. And if you have to pay money to do it, honestly, if you had to pay $20 to vote right now, I wouldn't do it. Okay? So it becomes a privileged thing. Okay, so the 24th Amendment got rid of that. So no more poll taxes, and that way everybody feels comfortable going to vote. So remember, everyone gets to vote for free, 2 and 4. The 26th Amendment lowers the voting age to 18 years old. You know, the argument here was, if I can go to war and die for my country, why can't I vote for it or vote in it? So remember, 2 plus 6 equals 18. Okay? Prohibition amendments. Here is our exit ticket for today. So, the 18th Amendment prohibited the use of alcohol in the United States. So you can't drink at 18, even though you used to be able to.
Well,
So I remember the voting age, the voting age. I remember the Prohibition amendments by the drinking ages. You used to be able to drink at 18, not anymore. And now you can drink at 21. So the 21st Amendment repealed, took away the 18th Amendment. Okay? So remember, you can drink at 21. These are the Prohibition amendments, 18th and 21st. So please remember that. That's your exit ticket for today. It's definitely going to be on your test, quiz, whatever it is.
but like, hold on. Which
Okay.
one is it? I don't, what number is the exit ticket?
3.4 Part 2, or what is it called?
Very bottom. Look at the
3.4
scroll
Exit Ticket 2. All right, so presidential amendments. We have the 22nd Amendment. This established a 2-term limit, 4 years
down. Oh, I see it.
for each term. But, check this out, they can serve a maximum of 10 years in office. Now, how is that possible?
Okay. The 18th and the 21st.
You got it. So the 22nd Amendment, does anybody know how is it possible for us to serve a maximum of 10 years if...
Can you not like serve, so you can serve like not a full term, so then you can run 3 times, because you do 2 terms and not like the full thing or something?
So this is kind of, this is the scenario that I imagine. I'm the president, okay? And Micah, you're the vice president.
Why would Michael?
That's perfect.
We are 2 years into my presidency, okay?
Good.
And I get assassinated.
By the Lord.
And
Sorry.
I don't really get assassinated, I actually just die at the top of Mount Everest, okay? And,
Queen Mount Everest.
and you know what I'm doing up there.
It shows it.
Yeah.
So, and I die up there. I explode into pure energy, because that's what happens to the chosen. So boom, explode into pure energy. My vice president, Micah, you become president in this moment.
Why is Micah your vice president?
So
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
2 years,
Michael would not be a vice president.
and you get to run again, and you win. And then you get 4 years, and then you get to run again. Now, let's say that I've only been president for 1 year. I climb to the top of Mount Everest. You know, I do my whole chosen ones thing. And then you become president after my first year, not my second. You can only run again 1 time. Now, why is this here? It's because of FDR. You know, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He became president. He was elected president how many times? Do you know?
Oh my god.
3.
That's
4.
3
hilarious.
times, 4 times.
Here?
4 times.
It was 3.
Well, he died in his 4th.
No.
Caleb, pick a number 1 through 14.
So, yeah, that's why it's there, because,
Dang it.
I mean, he was going to be president forever, it felt like, for a lot of people. So, remember, president only gets two terms. I mean, it's 2 terms, that's how I remember it. 25th Amendment establishes presidential succession. So who takes over the president if the president leaves office early? So naturally, it goes like this. The president is the president. If that person can't be president anymore, the vice president is president. If the vice president can't be the president anymore, the Speaker of the House is the president. And then the president pro tempore, which is kind of the second head of the Senate. And then it goes through the secretaries, and the highest ranking secretary is the Secretary of State. So there's a total of 19
Oh, I was gonna guess
listed
17.
people who would take over the presidency if for some reason something happened. So during the State of the Union, maybe you've heard of this, you have a designated survivor. So one of those 19 people would actually be hidden away during the State of the Union address, just in case something happened to everybody during the State of the Union. All right, remember 25 if the president dies. Ooh, that rhymes, maybe.
And there's 19, right? Okay.
I only know 25 from the like the TV show, the 25th Amendment.
All right. Then we have our other amendments. So these are the ones that kind of they don't mean so much to us, okay? The 11th Amendment places limits on lawsuits against states. The 12th Amendment revises the procedure for electing the president and vice president. It kind of revamps the Electoral College, and you vote for them together. Back in the day, before the 12th Amendment, the winner of the presidency becomes, the general election becomes the president, and second place becomes the vice president. And usually, they were of opposing parties.
Because
that
they
would
don't
mess
want to
up.
have one house or.
Yeah, right. And that was probably for, okay, we want to have somebody there to check.
Yeah, right
You know?
now we have all Democrats.
Right. But
Yeah.
that's not the case anymore. The president chooses the vice president these days. So you vote for them together. The 16th Amendment, this gives Congress the power to levy an income tax. How messed up is this? So not till the 16th Amendment, after the Civil War, Congress decided, you know what, we need more money, and we want to tax people's income. So anything that you made at your job, we're going to tax as the federal government, we're going to take that money. That didn't happen for a long time, and then all of a sudden after the Civil War, yes, they decided we need this.
I'm embarrassed.
17th Amendment, direct election of senators. All right, so Senatine, 17, you can remember it like
I
that.
did.
So in our state, we elect the senators directly.
I know.
It wasn't like that before. The 20th Amendment changes dates of congressional and presidential terms, basically saying that new presidential terms start January 20th, and new congressional terms start January 6th. And then the 27th Amendment, the only amendment that was passed during my lifetime, delays congressional pay raises until the term following their passage. They can't vote to give themselves raises. That's known as political graft, political corruption. So the 27th Amendment stopped that. Are we done? We're done. Congratulations, everybody. We've completed Unit 3. All right. Tomorrow, we will go over the test review. So that'll be posted tomorrow. You can go over it with me and complete it with me if you'd like. And then your quiz won't be due till, I think, next Tuesday night. So be looking for that. The attendance question today. Ooh, what will it be?
I was gonna say something funny. Oh my God, Sarah, you're not giving a point.
What is it going to be?
Oh. This girl.
Oh, in memory of, what is his name? Salento?
Silent
Silent
Hill.
Yeah,
God.
Salento.
Oh
In
my
memory
gosh,
of Salento's cousin, you either choose whip or nene.
Whip, of course.
What would you rather do, whip or nene?
Whip.
Watch me whip.
I'm gonna hit him fat, Nene.
Travis, out!
Okay, a lot of whips, everybody.
Yeah, of course, the only good option.
What? You don't want to do this?
No, that was stupid. Okay.
Coach B, are you gonna go to the game today?
I'll be at baseball. I might swing by as soon as we're done.
So now you go to baseball.
Oh, he's been
Are
skipping?
you guys playing on the
Yeah.
side, the Murray field or the actual field?
Stadium?
Wow.
Let's go!
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I might swing by out there.
Travis.
Maddie, check yourself. Check your privilege.
What is she doing? Jesus.
All right, everybody.
Hey, do you guys have chapstick? I left mine at home.
I'm gonna play CNN 10 unless you want to watch it on your own.
I have chapstick. Okay, can I have it?
Oh, I
No,
don't
they
know
have
what
it.
lip gloss that you like.
Stay if you'd like to watch CNN 10.
Always
Watch our boy Carl together.
Okay. I already have mascara on, hello.
All right, you guys want to watch it?
I'm not
Yeah.
wearing mascara.
Okay, Sarah,
Oh,
not all of us
Tucker
are
said
naturally
no.
blessed.
Gigi, Abby, you guys want to watch CNN 10 with me?
Travis, I'm gonna be alone forever.
No, you're not. You have me.
Don't lie to her.
I'll make macarons with you on
No, we're doing it.
Wednesday evening.
You know what you guys should do to just lift her spirits?
Yeah, I'm gonna be alone forever. Look at these two.
Make friendship
Rubbing it in
bracelets.
my face.
Oh wait, that's in the prequel.
Oh, somebody signed off. Who could it be?
Oh my god, my boat has arrived for heyday.
Oh, there's a New Jersey.
Oh my god, Lalo, guess what I did last night?
Oh, I just realized I filled in my tasks. Oops.
So I took on a task and it was harvest 770 fields in like 4 hours and I did it.
Whoa.
Here we go, CNN 10, everybody.
Oh shoot. I'm like,
Let's do it.
Cold is coming to North America, and CNN 10 is explaining that as we get underway this February 4th.
Mute it!
There's this thing called the polar vortex we've told you about before. According to meteorologists, it's not accurate to say the polar vortex is coming to get you, but it can cause frigid air to invade the continent, and that's exactly what it'll be doing this weekend. Scientists describe the polar vortex as a low-pressure air mass that's located near the Earth's north and south poles. It keeps the Arctic air bottled up in these areas, but in the winter months, the polar vortex can become unstable.